Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today with Brandon.
Hello.
We're talking about games and things.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep,
What's
yep,
on
yep.
the menu today?
I've played some games, a few.
Few games.
Mm-hmm.
I played a game.
Mm-hmm.
An old game.
Yeah. A mid game.
And then what else do we got? A bunch of rumors.
Yeah, a ton of them actually.
Yeah. Anyways, you guys ready to get started?
Yep.
Well, I guess you. Are you ready to
Yeah,
get started?
yeah, I'm ready.
There's only one of you.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. I guess.
I was gonna say I could start with the newest game because I have one on here that's brand new.
I was saying, unless you want to hear about a really old. Well,
no, I don't want to hear anything about Fire Emblem Engage, to be completely honest.
I guess
okay.
it is relevant because it's the DLC, but yeah, no, you go first.
I mean, I got rid of the game, so no, it's not relevant. Anyway, moving on. Meet Your Maker. This game is the PlayStation 5 free game for April.
Mm-hmm.
And this game is really, really weird.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think of like Little Big Planet.
Okay.
Or
Little Big Planet.
Okay, or like Mod Nation Kart Racers. You know, those kind of games where you make your stuff. You know, that sort of thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Was Mod Nation even that good? I thought it was
Yes, it was very good. It was actually very good. I completely disagree with you on that front. But I was saying like the thing where you make your own whatever. All right, now, have you ever seen a movie called Cube?
Yes.
It's a horror movie called Cube.
All right. Like different cubes.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And like there's traps and everything, and they gotta
die.
find their way out of it. Yeah, and people die. Yeah. All right, now think of the creativity and the imagination of being able to like, you know, build anything essentially from like Little Big Planet, but put it in a game like the movie Cube. And that's what this game is. So essentially, you are on this base, more or less, and humanity is some kind of disease and is wiping out people, and there's some kind of organic life form that you have in your base who wants you to go out and take the blood of other players and bring it back to them to help them get closer to finding a cure. Mm-hmm. The other players are real people that have created cube-like contraptions that you have to go inside of to hunt down where they've hidden their blood vials, and then get it while avoiding all the traps that they've placed everywhere, and get out without dying. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing, you die in one single hit. So, but you can always respawn and try again. Mm-hmm. But you die in one single hit. Mm-hmm. So you have like enemies that they may have placed around, like they call them guards. And the guards that are placed around you have to take out. And your gun is very primitive. The one you start out with only has 2 bullets, but you can always pick them up. So after you kill an enemy or destroy a trap, you have to go pick up your bullet that you use to destroy it with. And you just do that because it's like it's basically like a crossbow bolt, more or less, but it's like some kind of energy one. And it's very interesting. I've played through a handful of things. I've learned the general like basis of the game, and I've made it through like my first player created stage. And it was really cool. It was very difficult though, even like on the normal stages that I was playing, because I would like be like, okay, there's a trap over here, so I'm going to shoot this trap and I'm going to dodge over here to get out of the way, and oh shit, they thought that through. So when I dodged to get out of the way, a pit opened up and it dropped me into lava, and it was like, fuck, okay, guess I got to start again. And then I start over and I go back through it, traversing all the traps that I had already done to get to that new point. Get to that point again. Remember, there's a pit of lava. Remember to dodge the other way instead, and then shoot it. But oh wait, there's a spike trap above me. So you know, it's one of those like kind of things where you kind of like learn as you're going along through trial and error, sort of like a Mario Maker level as well, like one of those crazy Mario Maker levels. And it's very interesting, and I'm curious to see where the rest of this game goes, because it's very different from like anything I've seen as a game in a very long time. And I don't really know what it's trying to do or what the overall like purpose of it is, like of like why I'm doing this. Like I get the thing that was told to me, but in general it doesn't really make a lot of sense why I'm going to other players, and I get that I'm essentially probably a bad guy, and that all the stuff that was fed to me was bullshit, and it was fed to the others as well. But it still just feels like, what is the point? Like that kind of thing. But is a really neat like idea for a
Yeah, it
game.
sounds like a pretty interesting idea.
But I kind of need to see how this evolves and where it goes from here, because I feel like it could get really frustrating very quickly due to the fact that it's like very trial and error based. So there's that.
Yeah.
And yeah, but what I've seen of it so far is pretty neat. I like it.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice concept.
Yeah.
Different, at least, but kind
Very
of building
different.
off some other concepts that have existed before. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna just run through mine real quickly. So that because it seems pretty easy. The other thing that I played that's new is the Cyberpunk 2077 Overdrive mode. Now, in order to play this, it requires like a 4070 Ti or a 4080 or a 4090, all incredibly stupidly expensive graphics cards. You can play it on other cards, but you probably don't want to. That's the long and short of it. So yeah, this is super interesting. So I was talking to you a little bit before the podcast about this, and essentially what it is, this is using full path tracing, which combines all forms of ray tracing into one thing. So instead of just having like individual areas that are like traced out, which normal ray tracing does, this takes the entire game and essentially puts a gigantic blanket over the top of it, and that entire blanket covers all of the assets, and all that blanket is ray tracing. So like you'll have like lights that will reflect off of like, you know, fluorescent bulbs onto a wall, and the wall may be yellow, and then the yellow of that wall is going to reflect off of that and into like a water puddle or something. You'll have like reflections from buildings reflect in your car windshield and that sort of thing, and they'll have all this other stuff. It's to make it look more realistic with its shadows and lighting and all that stuff, and it looks incredible. But it is incredibly taxing, and yeah, no, technology is not ready for it yet, but it's really neat to experience it. So
yeah, it looks great.
So there's that. But yeah, I tried that out, and that was pretty neat. And then I played a bunch of Phasmophobia with Katie over the weekend. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this game before.
This game sounds familiar.
So it's a ghost hunting game.
Okay.
The game is, you've been tasked with going from like house to house, or like a abandoned prison or a psych ward or what have you, and you have to find out what is causing the paranormal phenomenon. You have to like capture proof of it, and then you have to figure out what kind of ghost it is and get out, essentially. There's things like a this box that you can speak inside of. And when you speak inside of it, you can like say things like generic things like, how old are you? Are you here? That sort of thing. And the ghost can talk back to you. And when you speak into it, you're speaking with like your real voice, like I'm talking to you right now. So you keep like push to talk turned off, and you have your microphone on the whole time. And like if you're speaking, the AI ghost can hear you and respond to you. And also, some of these ghosts are actually like demons, and they'll hunt you down and actually kill you or your partners that are playing. So when you're talking like I am right now, they can hear you, and they can find your approximate location and kill you. So you actually have to legitimately be quiet in real life, or just mute your mic when playing the game. You know, obviously we kept our mic on the whole time because it's more fun that way. But yeah, it was really interesting. There was a little Easter egg event they actually had for the weekend, where there were Easter eggs hidden in all of the like haunted houses and everything, and it was like in like haunted areas and whatnot. It was really neat, and
That's
it
a
was
good
a
idea.
lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cute idea until you realize there's like 52 of them, and you have to go in the basement, upstairs, in the attic, into every individual room, look behind trash bins, look under tables, look under beds, all this other shit. And it was kind of a pain in the ass, but it was actually like a lot of fun to play. They've
Mhm.
added a lot of stuff to it, and they've added like new abilities and things. Like there's this system called a DOTS system, and this dot
Dots.
system, yes, like DOTS. And this dot system, when you place it down, it like shoots out this like yellow beam. And if
Uh-huh.
like a entity is present and it walks by that beam, it will produce an after image of the ghost. So then
Okay.
you're able to figure out what kind of ghost it is and figure it out that way. So like each individual ghost will have things that will like tell you which one it is. So like if someone walks by a dot system, it'll be this ghost. But then you have to figure out which one of these four ghosts it is. So it's like, okay, do we have freezing temperatures? So you have to like take a thermometer in there and find out how cold it is. Or when you're speaking, look and see if your breath comes out of your mouth in the game. Because if it does, that means it's really cold. So then you have freezing temps. So then
Mhm.
that's one that you would check off as well. And I mean, it's just a neat little like it's a party game. It's a horror game, but it's a horror game that can be played with up to like four friends, and
Mhm.
it's very fun to do so. So, yeah, it's a really interesting concept, and they've added things to it over time. It like released in 2020, and it was pretty big when it first released. And I hadn't gone back to it, but when I checked it out this weekend, they had added so much stuff and so many new maps and so many different like abilities and things that would happen that it was just like it was like a whole new experience essentially, and it was really fun. So yeah, I played that this weekend, and then pretty much that's it. That's it. That's all I played. That's what I did.
That's all you play.
I mean, I also watched Morbius, but that's not a game.
Well, all I played this week was Fire Emblem Engage, your
Yeah.
favorite game, game of
No.
the year,
No. No.
2023.
I
Yeah.
mean, it would probably be like game of the year if it was one of the first Fire Emblems released because it feels so generic
Hmm.
when playing it, but it's not. So
I
it's
know.
just kind of generic.
Yeah. Interestingly, so I think since the last time, because so the DLC, the final set of DLC came out this week, and I was kind of like, said I was gonna buy it
Hmm.
eventually, and since I'm only halfway through the game, I was like, well, I might as well play it now
Hmm.
because I don't see myself playing the game again anytime soon.
Yeah.
Unlike Three Houses, it doesn't really incentivize you to go back through and play it again
Mm.
like the other ones do. Like Three Houses was kind of like, oh, you got all these different paths or different things that you could do. This one's just kind of like you got one linear path.
Mm.
Um, but the DLC adds in a bunch of different characters that you can get as new. What do they call them? I don't even remember. Like that you could engage with or whatever. I don't even remember. Um,
Ah, you said the thing.
I know. And then they have um, a whole new like set of chapters called a Xenologue.
Mm.
So the new characters you have to go through and you have like paralogs that go with them. And once you complete them, you unlock that whatever character they are. Some of them are pretty clever. Um, the chapters that are there, I feel like they do some interesting stuff. But that was never really an issue with this game. Like the gameplay was always really good. And
Hmm.
I think the thing that actually I've enjoyed playing through this so far because they're side chapters. They really don't have any story going on. You're not dealing with a lot of the dumb stuff that's in the main
Oh,
story.
thank fuck.
So it's actually just kind of like you just come around and be like, they'll be like, oh, Emblem Hector, how crazy to see you here. And it'll be like, yeah, I'll join your party, but you got to do this bullshit battle with me. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's really all I want conversationally from this. And then you get some at the end if you have like a moment where it'll be like Hector will talk to Lynn because they were in the same game together. They'll have like
Hmm.
a very short dialogue. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's perfect. That's just the right amount of dialogue for this. It's not super like campy because
Hmm.
you're not dealing with all the really annoying other campy characters, and it's kind of okay. So and like I said, the battles were all fantastic. They did some neat mechanics in them to make them interesting,
Hmm.
and stuff that I had not seen in the other chapters at least so far. I can't remember where I finished, somewhere like chapter 17 or 19, and
Okay.
somewhat close to the end of that game for the main story. So I unlocked the 6 characters that they had for the DLC, and I think
Okay.
they're all pretty interesting. They have some neat abilities, and they're different from what the other Emblem characters bring to the table.
All
So
right.
I think that's good. And then I started the Xenologue, and I think I got 2 chapters into it. I don't remember how many overall it has, but it's interesting because it's a alternate universe, like side story,
Okay.
where your main character gets transported into an alternate universe where so it's like super minor story spoilers because it happens at the beginning of the game. Beginning of the game, it kind of tells you the story of this battle 1,000 years ago where you fight like the dark dragon and or fell dragon, I think is the technical term. You fight the fell dragon and you defeat him, and then you end up in slumber for 1,000 years or whatever it is. I don't remember what the amount of time is.
Okay.
So that's how like the main game starts. In this one, because you're in an alternate universe, what actually happened was you and the Fell Dragon basically defeated each other, and you
Okay.
died in this timeline. And then all the main characters that you played with before basically got pissed off with each other and went to war with each other. And so you're going there, basically going around to like recollect the emblems that are left, basically being like, you pieces of shit don't deserve these, so I'm taking them back.
Mm.
And so it's I think because the characters are all different, and I don't know, dialogue has not pissed me off yet.
That's
I
good.
find it I find it far more enjoyable than the real story so far. Granted, like I said, only 2 chapters in, so a lot could change in that time.
We'll see
But
how it is in a week.
yeah, but at least so far, I've been enjoying what I've been playing.
That's
So
good.
yeah. But I do really want to finish this game
Okay.
ASAP. I want to knock it off my list. Cause what is it? The Advanced Wars is coming out in what, 2 weeks?
Oh, okay.
10 days, something like that, very soon. Yeah, so I want to make sure that my plate is cleared for that because that is a game that I'd much rather play. And Nintendo did just put out like a pre-release video for that game, I
Okay.
think in the last week, and it's got a lot going on. It looks really good, so I just want to
That's
make
good.
sure that I can play it when it comes out, even though I know it's going to take me forever to finish it. I don't know. I only ever finished one Advance Wars game, and it was
Really?
yeah. I only finished the one that I don't know people seem to not like.
Probably the one on DS, right?
Yes, it was the
Yeah.
serious one on DS though, Days of
Yeah.
Ruin,
Yeah.
but I
Not
loved it.
not very good. Not very good.
And while the gameplay was good,
Mhm.
I liked the
It's
story. People
it's
didn't
okay.
like it because the story was too serious.
Yeah.
Because the story was like it was basically The Last of Us before The Last of Us happened,
It
but except
was, wasn't it?
instead of fungus, it was plants. Like people were turning into like plants. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I thought it was a really cool game. But people didn't like it because it was so dark. Like it was not like fun and lighthearted like usually is. It was like serious like apocalypse. Um, so yeah, I think we talked about it before. That game never actually got like a real release in Japan.
Mm.
Uh, it like came out here first, and then they re-released it. Like I think, well, not re-released it. They released it in Japan. I think years later in digital only. So yeah, that's just funny. But yeah, so Fire Emblem definitely much better. Actually, another thing I don't think I talked about this much before when we talked about Fire Emblem. Another thing I think they do really well with this game
Mhm.
is the music. Music's fucking top notch,
Okay.
and because I think some of it's if it's not actually orchestrated, it's like good instrumental, like fake orchestrated.
Mhm.
Um, so there's just some good stuff there, and they do some pretty nice remixes of the original like game musics from
Okay.
the different series as you go through and like kind of meet those characters and whatever, and you do their paralogue chapters. Uh, there was one that I just did that was the Together We Ride, the very like classic recruitment song from Fire Emblem that's
Yeah.
in like Smash Brothers and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just heard like a remix of that, and I was just like, the song is banging. I love it. But yeah, no, that's all I got to say about Fire Emblem.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just a game. It exists, sort of.
yeah, it's just a game. It exists,
Sometimes.
and yeah, unfortunately, like we said a million times before, the main story just kind of just doesn't hit where it's supposed to
Yeah.
completely. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's all we've been playing. Ready to move on to news?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I guess we'll do the real news first, then we can talk about the rumors afterwards.
Yeah,
So,
sounds good.
real news.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Live was just announced today. It's coming to Seattle in September. Kind of sounds like, I don't know, Nintendo's own kind of PAX-ish thing,
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to have like tournaments and live events, and they're going to have stations set up for people to play, things like that. Um, it, we really don't know too much about what their plans are.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo does traditionally always do a presentation in September. I can't see them doing it at this show, but I could see them having it prepared maybe before the show so people can try out stuff that's announced there. When is it announced for? I already forgot. I think the date was announced, or was it just September?
September 3rd, I think, or maybe September 9th. I can't remember which one.
Mm,
Here, let me go look.
let's see. The thing that we saw just says September, but doesn't have a day. Although I heard the website went live.
The website did go live. My friend showed me it. I don't know where the hell it is now. So, I don't know.
Let's see. Nintendo Live. Here's the website. It says September. There's going to be photo ops, tournaments. Does not have a day.
Okay.
So, TBD. Stay tuned. But yeah, and the pictures show. I don't know. It shows normal things on there like okay, Splatoon, got it,
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. Mario Kart, got it, makes sense. But then Animal Crossing, like I don't know, that's gonna be in there. It's probably just because Animal Crossing is there.
Yeah.
Uh, but I guess this is also people are saying Nintendo has done similar kind of events in the past
Mm-hmm.
around the same time as PAX. Like they kind of did like a little mall tour thing, I think, where they set up like games and stuff for people to play. So they're thinking that probably will just be similar to that, except larger to support more people.
I see.
So
I see.
yeah, I think it's cool sounding idea. So whatever. We'll see. All right, ready for some rumors?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, I guess we'll stick with the next Nintendo rumor, because that's there. Work our way around the list. So, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, rumored to be coming for the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember where the rumor originated. But it fell into that whole idea that Nintendo's been going through and remaking a lot of their GameCube games,
Okay.
as we've kind of seen, remaking or re-releasing or upresing. Um, obviously we saw a re-release of Mario Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo did do HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Wii U, um, and it seems all but likely we'll see those on the Switch at some point. And then you also had obviously the re-release of Metroid Prime recently, and then we had the rumors of F-Zero possibly being remade by Next Level Games as well. So there is precedent for it. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is one that people have been clamoring for, and honestly, I don't really think it needs too much of a touch up. Probably just really needs an upres.
I
I
think they
think.
just really need to upres it and then release it, and then we'll be like, "Yep, that's
Yeah,
what I was looking for."
because I mean, you think about it with like something like Paper Mario, you're
Yeah.
dealing with those paper graphics, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not like it needs new models. It seems
No,
like
exactly.
yeah, it's a flat texture, and the same thing too. It's not like the textures need to be wildly updated because you got that paper style. So yeah, just update it, and you're good to go. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, so that one should be, and like I said, it's a very beloved game. So I would be surprised if it did not happen. Let's see what else we got here. Persona 3 Jet Set Radio remake rumors have been intensifying.
Yeah.
I
I'm.
guess there's what?
Wait, I was gonna say, the only issue I have with this
Uh huh.
is, holy shit, does the art style not look that great?
For which one?
Jet Set Radio.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say there's a screenshot that's been floating around.
Oh, there's
Apparently,
video footage.
oh, is there?
Uh huh.
Oh, have not
Yeah.
seen.
It's a little stilted, but it's like apparently so. These two things leak from a press calling from 2021
Ah.
that just got put out online.
Mm-hmm.
It was showing like stuff that would be upcoming in the future and everything. And this just happened to leak like 2 days ago online, even though it's from 2021.
Okay, it
So we
makes
don't
sense.
we don't even know if like
Mm-hmm.
this is still a thing essentially. But then again, this is also could be a case of like, do you remember when Deadpool movie, the intro of it leaked online?
No.
So the intro to the Deadpool movie like leaked online, right?
Hmm.
And it turns out that it leaked because of the fact that they were testing the waters to see if anyone actually wanted the movie.
Oh, fair
And
enough.
it had such a massive reception that they then end up being like, "Yep, we're making it." So that's how that happened.
And I guess too, part of the reason that these rumors are intensifying is, well, A, because you had that picture that's going around, but B, I guess some possible websites have been discovered that
Mm,
I think
mm.
that point towards it.
I mean,
Uh,
more Jet Set Radio is always a good thing, in my opinion. I
yeah,
fucking love Jet Set
I
Radio.
know you do. I know you love that game, and you love Persona 3 too.
I do
So
love Persona 3. Persona 3 is one of my favorite Persona games.
yeah,
It
so
is my favorite Persona game.
and I said too, it's the that rumor is the number one reason why I would not go and buy Persona 3 right now because I'm like, why would I
It's
buy
on
the
Game
original
Pass.
one?
It's
I
on
know it's
Game
on
Pass.
Game Pass, but I told you I'd prefer to have a hand portable if I could. So
Yeah, no, I understand.
yeah. So I think the rumors are pointing towards an announcement in the very near future. Um, but I don't remember exactly what they said, and I don't really think it matters too much. Not enough for
Mm,
me to look it up.
yeah.
Just yeah, you know, keeping that in your mind. And the last news that we had in here was this new PlayStation handheld rumor. Did you see this?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, I haven't seen like pictures of it, but I've seen the information
Yeah,
going
I don't think
about.
there's been pictures of it. The
Okay,
information
okay.
of
I
it.
was wondering if they actually had like pictures yet.
Not that I've seen.
Okay.
It sounds like the dumbest thing though.
I agree.
So the rumor is Sony's working on a new PlayStation handheld that
Yep.
is basically streaming only, but it's not
Only
what
for
I'm looking
cloud
for.
gaming, and that's
Yeah,
just fucking stupid.
yeah. What are you
Why
guys
would
thinking?
you do that?
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
don't know. It's like one of the most short-sighted things that I think Sony's talked about in a long time,
Yeah.
and this is coming right off of the PlayStation VR 2.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like they're just chock full of bad ideas right now for some reason.
Yeah, really don't know where this is, where they were going with this. Ideas that would have been better: make a portable PlayStation 4, the Steam Deck. That would have been
Yep.
much more solid idea. Nope. And then you could also still have had the cloud gaming stuff too. Like that
Yep.
could have been doable with that kind of handheld. Nope.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I just especially too if it worked with like your existing like digital downloads and everything.
Hmm.
That'd been so smart. Nope.
Yep. Nope.
Um, yeah, I really just I don't know who this market's for.
It's not for anyone. It's for
It's
failure.
vaporware.
It's
Yeah.
literally vaporware. So there is another thing Sony decided to do as we were streaming. Um,
Mhm.
Apparently on Thursday, which by the time this comes out, it will already be done. There's a Final Fantasy 16 gameplay event that'll be 20 minutes long.
Oh, nice.
So there's that.
Is it going to be anything good?
I mean, it's Final Fantasy 16, and I think it looks really good. So
Okay.
I don't know. Wait, what do you think?
I mean,
You've looked at Final Fantasy 16. What do you think of it?
it looks like Final Fantasy.
It really doesn't. What are you talking about? Okay, so you haven't looked at Final Fantasy 16.
It
Got it.
looks like Final Fantasy to
It
me.
does not.
It looks exactly like Final
It
Fantasy.
does
If,
not.
if I saw that next to Final Fantasy 1, I'd be like cousins. That's
You're
what
a
I would
fucking
say.
idiot.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I guess when it comes out, we'll have a better idea then. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only trailer I saw was the launch trailer, and it just didn't look that exciting to me. So
Mm,
maybe I'll see some more of this gameplay, and I'll be like, oh,
hmm.
okay, yeah, makes sense. But at least right now, I'm not super excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me neither either. I mean, I don't care about the state of play that's coming up because I'm gonna play it anyways.
Yeah,
So I'm not excited about the state of play. I am excited about the game existing because I think it looks excellent, but like I just don't care about the state of play portion of it.
fair.
So
Yeah,
I'll probably still watch it and then be like, "Holy shit, this looks great," but I just don't. It's just not that big a deal to me.
yeah. What else?
I really don't have that much, but we can talk about stuff if you want. We can figure out something to
Well,
talk
what's this
about.
rumor about the $70 Nintendo game thing? You never
Oh
said
yeah, you know what? So last year, I believe it was, when convention spaces and everything started to open back up, Nintendo was at one of them, and I don't know remember which one it was exactly. But we mentioned before how Denuvo had been talking to Nintendo of all things.
Hmm.
Mostly because
Oh yeah,
emulation for the Switch has like it's rampant now. It's out of control. You can actually emulate a Switch game better than the Nintendo Switch can play it weeks before the game officially releases, and
yeah,
that's pretty ridiculous. Um, so the current rumor that I've been seeing going around is that the $70 price tag for Switch titles is actually to offset the cost of the licensing fee for Denuvo, and that the games that will be $70 will be the ones that actually include said DRM. And the first one will be obviously the new Tears of the Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's what it is, the new
yeah,
Legend of Zelda game. So, because of course you don't want your Legend of Zelda game to leak before you have it on your system, and then have people being able to play it on PC ahead of time. That's just call for disaster essentially.
hmm
So there's that.
yeah. No, that is an interesting thing. And
Yeah,
we
because
we have not heard anything about de novo since then.
yeah, we haven't. But that's also the kind of thing, because that's the way Denuvo works. They just don't tell you they're putting it in games. No, like publisher will tell you it's in there. You just kind of have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna find out soon enough. They got to
Hmm.
be sending out like the game's what, less than a month away at this point.
It is. It is less than
Yeah,
a month away.
so we're gonna find out very soon.
Yep.
And my guess is it will probably leak before the
Oh,
game,
100%. There's no way it isn't.
because as soon as some reporter gets their hands on it, they're gonna find a way to get that information out there. So, yeah, that will be
Yeah.
interesting if that's the case or not. Yeah, very interesting. And I was gonna say too, apparently Nintendo, speaking of Nintendo Crackdown, they apparently are on like the warpath to find out who leaked that Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom art book on Discord.
Oh.
I guess they're like trying to sick their lawyers on them to get all sorted
Well,
out.
I mean, I guess while we're talking about Nintendo being on a fucking like
Hmm.
warpath, we could talk about what they did with Microsoft also.
What did they do with
So, in
Microsoft?
case you did not know, you could run emulators on an Xbox Series X and S
Hmm.
in retail mode.
Hmm.
Normally, you have to go into developer mode to do it and everything, but someone found a workaround, and it's been running great for like I think a year and a half, 2 years now, essentially.
Hmm.
I know I did it a year ago to see how it worked, and it was really really good. So they had it shut down. You can no longer use emulators on the Series X or S unless you're in developer mode. Retail mode no longer allows you to. You try to boot the program and it tells you this program cannot be activated on retail mode. And this is like happening to people that have had it on their system for like years, essentially.
But you
So
said they had
the
to use a workaround to do it, like it's not like a normal thing.
so essentially all it is you go to a website
Uh-huh.
on the web browser of Xbox,
Hmm.
and you just click download, and that's it. It's not like officially on the Xbox store, but you can put it on your Xbox by downloading it as an outside app from like a website, essentially. Uh,
Oh.
and that was the main workaround, quote unquote. But there was no like sign of it being shut off or anything, and it just kind of happened randomly after nearly 2 years of it working flawlessly with no issue whatsoever. And the current rumor going around from someone inside Xbox, essentially one of those friend of the friend inside of Xbox sort of deals, was that the pressure was put on them by Nintendo to get that kind of stuff off of their platform. And with that pressure being put on them by Nintendo, and with their whole Sony case going on right now, Microsoft just folded immediately. It was like, "Yep, we'll do it,"
Yeah.
and that's essentially what happened.
Yeah, there was, I don't know, saw a different rumor for the
Hmm.
reasoning behind it, and that was that Microsoft was going to release their own. I That one doesn't really make any sense to me, but that was something else I had
Yeah,
seen.
that makes no sense. I highly doubt that.
Let me see if I can find it again. I think I know where I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently there's official Xbox game showcase
Oh, when's
on
that?
June 11th.
Okay, there we
And it's
go.
also going to be talking about Starfield. So, and, oh, Ubisoft Plus on Xbox is likely imminent. Another rumor.
Nice.
Uh, Yeah. So okay. So here it is. Someone um, got this email from Xbox team and basically said, oh, okay. It does say the Nintendo thing, but it also says that um, they're looking at safe and legal emulation on the Xbox,
Okay.
and they're in talks with legitimate emulator developers to bring their software on the platform, while ensuring that copyright laws and security protocols are followed. So there, yeah. So I guess we both had the same pieces of information,
Okay.
just different pieces, different parts. So yeah, it'd be interesting if Ubisoft Plus comes to Xbox Game Pass, though. I feel like at that point, like, why would you need like because Ubisoft Plus has like all their stuff and the DLC, right?
I don't know.
Okay. I do know in the past Ubisoft DLC has annoyed the fuck out of me.
Mm.
Because I think it was what was it when I got South Park. Um, what was the second one? Stick of Truth, and then there was
Fractured butthole.
yes, the Fractured Butthole. So I owned it, and then my roommate at the time owned it,
Hmm.
and like his PlayStation was in the living room, and mine was upstairs. So I like played it upstairs, and then I used like a flash drive to move the save downstairs so I could play it there. He had the DLC for it. I didn't. So when I played it on his PlayStation with the DLC intact, Ubisoft wouldn't let me bring it back to my own PlayStation and play it because it's like, oh, you don't have the DLC. You can't play this game. Like I didn't even do anything with it. I was like, no, 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 you can't play this.
That's so dumb.
So dumb. And it was like when it just came out because I think he got like whatever whatever their like plus edition was. So it wasn't anything like fancy. It was like extra like costumes and things um that I didn't even like have access to. But yeah, no, they're like, nope, no, you can't. You have to. So I ended up having to. I think I ended up buying it digitally or something dumb so I could play it. Annoying. Oh no, I bought the season pass. That's what it was. Yeah, dumb. Um, yeah, but I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yes, because I
Yeah.
just read it. Yeah, we were talking about Ark the other
Hmm.
week and their
Yeah.
awful, awful thing. Well, it seems like they doubled down. So they told people we've heard your concerns and we've decided what we're going to do. Ark
Hmm.
Survival Ascend will no longer be uh $50.
Hmm.
It will now be $60 instead. And
For
it
your
does not
mission,
come with Ark 2 anymore.
you will pay more and you will like it.
It doesn't come with Arc 2 anymore, period. Instead, they're bundling the DLC in with it as well. So no longer pay 20 for the map and the map and the map and the map and all that shit. But they also now have stated that they don't know when the new maps will release, but they will release eventually. So we have a eventual release date. So the island will release at launch. Survival of the Fittest, Island Scorched Earth map variants will also be at launch. Scorched Earth will be at launch. Aberration will be sometime later in 2023, we think. Extinction will be 2024. Genesis Part 1 and Part 2 will be late 2024. So they've now pushed the timing for getting the DLC back further. They're now making you pay for the second game as well. And now they're making you pay more for the first game.
Yeah. What are they thinking?
I just I just don't even.
April Fools. Oh wait, no, we missed it.
Oh no. They doubled down Friday.
Yeah, no, I just don't understand what they're thinking. This. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like just some companies just want to sabotage themselves, and instead of like taking the feedback that they're getting from the
And
people who
like their
enjoy the game.
bullshit answer doesn't make any sense. Why is this no longer a backwards compatible free update? This is what they said. Initially, when we first considered doing an Unreal Engine 5 upgrade, we planned to just port the Switch version of the game and undo the graphical limitations required for that hardware and re-release it in Unreal Engine 5. All right, that is not how that works. Period. Like if
Hmm.
you know how software works, it don't work that way. That is just a flat out fucking lie. Like the how we expected to do this was to take an Unreal Engine 4 version, undo the limitations we put on it for the Switch version, and put it in Unreal Engine 5.
Mm-hmm.
That is not how you make an Unreal Engine 5 game. That doesn't even work correctly because of the way that it's like built. They are literally lying in their first sentence, explaining the reason why they were going to do it the way they were going to do it. Oh, and Arc 2?
Yeah.
It was going to be a free game that you got with Arc 1's upgrade for $50. Now $70.
Maybe they just see that they got to be looking at like Google and be like, oh man, we're getting lots of hits. We'll raise the price.
I don't even. I just don't even.
Like everyone's talking about us. I mean, I guess what they say, what's the, all publicity is good publicity. I don't know. That's got to be what they're thinking. Double down on it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. Do not know.
That's all I got. What's up?
Did you watch the Mario movie this week?
No, I did not.
I
My brother went and saw it. I wasn't even invited. But when I found out how much the ticket prices were, I'm glad they didn't even invite me. Because holy shit.
How much were they?
$15 a person.
Yeah, dumb.
That was with 30% off.
Yeah, movies are so expensive. And then
it's stupid. No fucking way.
$15.
No way. No way.
$15 a soda and $15.
It was actually. So they bought popcorn and sodas also, and that was another $35.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. There's no fucking way. However, I do know it's streaming on May 9th. So
that's where I was going to go with this.
I'm just gonna watch it then.
Yeah, that's what I decided too. It's a month. I'm like, I can wait a month.
Yeah, it's a month away. Like that's totally fine.
And
yeah,
even if I have to pay out of pocket $30 for it.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it because that's still half the price that DJ and I would spend going to the theater to watch it. So, and probably, I think I even still have some free movie tickets for Regal laying around. And I still think it would be cheaper to pay it like that because otherwise we'd spend like $60 in concession. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. No. So I'm excited. I've heard good things. Nick said it was good too. He seemed to really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
One doctor I work with didn't seem to like it, but he's not their target audience.
Yeah.
So, makes sense. I'm excited. It looks really good. I guess too. I was watching, I don't remember who put the video out. It was kind of like a comparison thing between the movie and the trailers, and they said some of the things that were dumb in the trailers aren't actually in the movie.
Oh, well, that's good.
I guess, and it does happen sometimes. Like they put stuff in the trailers just to kind of like put a little story together that doesn't necessarily need to be put together in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I guess Mushroom Kingdom, Here I Come. That sounds like Linda from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess Mario's Let's Go, where he's like Let's Go, not there.
Okay.
So, yeah. I guess just some of those bits just aren't there. So I guess that's more reassuring. And the soundtrack's out on whatever now too. And Jack Black has a song in it. Did not know.
Oh, nice.
There's 2 songs with vocals, at least as far as I could tell in there. There's Jack Black who sings a song called Peaches, and there is the Mario Brothers rap from the TV show. We're the Mario Brothers, and Implements our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's in the movie too.
Interesting.
Yeah. It sounds like the movie starts with that kind of the promo for like the Mario plumbing business thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's where that's from or not.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But I love it. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Nick said there was lots of like nice little like what is it? Like Easter eggs and just kind of like little fan servicey things. So I'm all for it. I love Mario's, as you know. So I guess okay. So that's really it. That's all I got for realsies.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, on that note, then, thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. We also have the website game-crunch.com. You can check out our old episodes. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter, or you can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
All right. That said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can find me online. I'm Clash Penguin there, or on your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on. That's it. Nothing else. That's over. Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to that Tetris song they put in the channel?
No, I have not, because I'm gonna watch the movie myself sometime this week.
I don't. Like I said, it's supposedly it's in the movie. I don't remember hearing it there.
Okay.
So, but it's I don't know the group. They're either Korean or Japanese,
Okay.
apparently, like a pop group, and that's the one that's kind of that's the one that's set to the Tetris music theme.
Is it in the chat in here?
It was the Facebook one.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Hey, Brandon, this is the song we talked about yesterday." It was actually 2 days ago. I was just editing the podcast on that day, whatever day. I think I sent it on Thursday,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, this is what we were talking about yesterday." But on Wednesday, I was just editing it. So, yeah, no, it's just cool. I mean, like I said, I don't remember it being in the movie. It might be, but if it was, it really obviously didn't stick out to me as
Mm-hmm.
something that was there. The the other language like versions of Looking for a Hero
Mm-hmm.
and Heart of Glass definitely stuck out more for me. I thought it was pretty cool. They did like 80s
Okay.
versions of some of those old, or not 80s,
Nice.
other language versions of some of those old 80s songs. There we go. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think I have anything else wild to tell you.
Same.